Welcome to the Quantum Nanostructures Laboratory at the University of Rochester. Come on in and I'll show you the lab. So in the main lab space we have 3 dilution refrigerators for running experiments with quantum dot spin qubits. Here is our first dilution refrigerator. It's a cryogen-free refrigerator from Blue Force. We call it Washington. I'm sure you'll get the idea behind our naming scheme for fridges in a little bit here. We have a lot of control electronics for this. Right now this experiment is running with 4 electron spin qubits in gallium arsenide. One of the other nice things about this fridge is that we have a vector magnet, as you can see from all of these magnet leads up here. So continuing on to the next fridge in the lab. Here we have an older Oxford MX400 dilution refrigerator. Here is the fridge itself. This one has been used primarily for silicon spin qubits. One of the other nice things about this fridge is that we have a reliquefier attached to it, so we never need to transfer helium. Typically the only helium loss is when we cool down the fridge from room temperature. Otherwise we lose about half a liter per day during normal operation, so it's quite nice. Over here we have our third dilution refrigerator. This one is called Jefferson. I forgot to mention the name of the second dilution refrigerator. The Oxford fridge is Adams. Jefferson is a new fridge from Blue Force. We're still working on the wiring for this fridge. As you can see, we're getting ready to run experiments with lots of DC wires, and the students will be putting in the high frequency lines very shortly. We have control electronics for this fridge. Maybe the most important piece of equipment in the lab is the espresso machine over here. And then continuing around, we have our fourth piece of cryogenic equipment. This is called Madison, and Madison is our dry 1.5 Kelvin sample testing system. Here is the insert. We'll mount the sample on the end of this. It's a dry system. It goes to 4 Kelvin without any helium. You can add and condense helium gas and then pump it away to go to 1.5 Kelvin for a few hours, and we can test out our devices before mounting in the dilution refrigerator. So this is the main lab area with the fridges. Continuing across the hall. So here's a room with some extra workspace. We have an older thermal evaporator that we're restoring, as well as a soldering workstation over here, and some storage space where we keep the pulse tube compressors and some other vacuum pumps. So moving on, we have another room where we have some fabrication equipment. We have a thermal evaporator that we dedicate to aluminum. This is what we use to make the gates for our spin qubits. We have some home-built rapid thermal annealers, which we use as part of the fabrication process. A probe station, sample storage. We have a nice hood that we can use to process our samples, and then finally a wire bonder over here. So that's the tour. Those are the facilities we have in the Nichol group at the University of Rochester, and I hope you enjoy watching this.